Well, Hunter, the Lobos, one of their finest offensive performances of the year against a team that doesn't let you score. It is very hard to speed up a team that likes to play slow. Somehow UNM did that here at and beat the Falcons playing their game. The Lobos played their game and won 91-77, leading by as many as 21 in the second half. This was an impressive performance.
Yeah, you know, the backcourt for New Mexico, you know, putting up, 62 points? Tough guard for the mostly freshman team Air Force put out there. They had 10 freshmen, so thank you. So, you know, that was a result of, you know, the immaturity of this Air Force Falcon team. And then, of course, the Lobos really playing above. You know, I mean, they're playing above themselves in terms of the way they shot the ball from the three-point line. I mean, it just was incredible performance by the backcourt in particular. I mean, Mashburn and of course, House. But Tovar, I mean, I thought Tovar in the first half was more effective on the defensive end than anything. He really intimidated the Air Force Falcons in terms of, you know, shot blocks and then, of course, just the intimidation factor. Guys were changing up their shots, rushing their shots just to get them off inside the painted area.
Well, the Lobos, you're right, Hunter, 8 of 16 from the arc. But the Lobos got 40 points in the paint tonight. That was the ability of the Lobo guards to break down Air Force Falcons off the dribble. Yep. We thought the driving lanes might be difficult to find against the matchup zone, but the Lobo guards were just too quick.
You know, and they were penetrating to score. They weren't penetrating to pitch. I mean, when House and Mash went in there, they were taking it inside to score, and that was just too much for the Falcons this evening.
All right, we take our first time out post-game. Fans, download the Lobo Sports app, exclusive content, interviews with the head coaches, live game broadcasts, the latest stats and scores, prices, and much more. It's the Lobo Sports app. Find it in the Apple and the Google Store. Download it now, and go Lobos. Lobos defeat Air Force 91-77, and a command performance, a career performance, an incredible performance for Lobo point guard Jalen House. 42 points. Jalen House joins us here courtside post-game. That's the most by a Lobo in a game. Apologies for the technical issues. We're joined by Jalen House post-game as UNM has defeated Air Force 91-77. You said coming off a tough outing against San Diego State, you really felt like your back was kind of up against it here tonight. How did you pull this off against the Falcons, Jalen?
I feel like we just stuck to the game plan. Towards the end of the game, we weren't playing as much defense, but I feel like throughout the game we were playing pretty solid defense, playing one-on-one defense, not letting them get too many back cuts. I mean, they going back get a couple. That's their offensive scheme, so they going to get a couple, but for the most part we shut that down.
And you guys, I thought, did a great job, both you and Mash, shooting those gaps, getting in the paint. Not necessarily just to set up your teammate, but to score. There were opportunities. I saw your eyes wide open when you could get in those gaps and just take it all the way. You were able to convert. Mm-hmm. There really wasn't anybody inside at Air Force that could stop you.
Yeah, I was just taking what the defense gave me, really. That's all I could really say about that one.
Well, another thing I was impressed with was the steals. You had 4 steals. You chasing records with those steals. I mean, that's
how I play, though. I mean, I gamble a little too much.
We're inside Clune Arena. The Lobos a winner, 91-77. We're live on the UNM Sports Radio Network post-game. Technical issues. Our sincere apologies for that. We're ready to welcome in Lobo head coach Richard Pitino. The Lobos get a road victory in league play. New Mexico 91, Air Force 77 as the final. Coach Pitino, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, obviously to win on the road was great. Thank you so much to the fans, our fans that traveled here. That's why New Mexico is a special basketball job. Greatly appreciate that. Obviously, we had a moment there in the second half where we were terrific offensively. House obviously scored 42 points. Mash was making some plays. We got to learn how to play with a lead, which we're not used to. But to be able to get a road win right now, great for our guys. Happy for them.
Coach, you guys put up 91 points. That's huge on the road. And we talked about this earlier with House. He's trying to find a balance between when to go and when to set up his teammates. And tonight was his night just to go.
Riverside post-game technical problems. Sincere apologies. We have Lobo head coach Richard Pitino. And Coach Pitino, we talked about the number of points that UNM put up, 91. To your point that you were making there when we lost contact, 75 is the most that the Falcons have given up in a game this year. You guys scored 91 in their building.
Yeah, and excuse me, we were in a really good rhythm offensively because they're hard to score on, and I thought our guys really flowed very, very well. And then when you have a player score 42 points, that obviously helps. But yeah, sometimes you got to win with offense. Our team is not where it needs to be in the defensive part of it, but offensively, a lot of good things.
Coach, you talked a little bit about the defense, but I thought Tovar, with the 4 block shots, really changed a lot of shots. I mean, he made the Falcons shoot quick, really changed up a lot. Not only the block shots, but just being his presence in the paint.
Yeah, I thought he was terrific. We had to play him a lot of minutes. It was not a good game for Sebastian. We changed up the lineup more for this game. We'll see how it is moving forward with some of the games, but we had to go small. And I think Jay's best quality is blocking shots. What I liked was we got the ball to him in the post. We needed to do it a little bit more.
Touches,
so next time we play them, we got to look at that. But yeah, I thought he did a lot of really good things.
Clearly a guard-oriented game for your team. Jalen plays all 40 minutes, House does, and almost 39 minutes for Mashburn Jr. Mashburn Jr. was incredibly efficient and kind of got lost in the shuffle because House went for 42. How good was Mash?
I thought Mash could have had about 30 points as well. I thought he missed about 3 or 4 really good looks. He was terrific. What we need to get from House is more consistency. He didn't play well versus San Diego State, and then he comes and lights the world on fire. So we need a little something in between. But yeah, I thought Mashburn was really good as well.
I think, Coach, a lot of that's some matchups.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
When he plays against those long defenders, even in the closing minutes of this game, when he's allowing that trap to come to him, he can't even throw out the double team. And so,
size is an issue. That's part of our roster as it grows, where Mash and House can be really good, but size does bother them.
Yeah.
You give up only 30 points. We're back for a final time post-game on the UNM Sports Radio Network. Our sincere apologies for technical problems here post-game as the Lobos defeat Air Force 91-77. Our final question for Coach Pitino, and he was again complimentary of the Lobo fan base and how they traveled here to Colorado Springs, how impressed he was with their presence. And he even referenced the Colorado State home game last night, where they hit a game winner. David Roddy hit a game winner to beat San Diego State after they'd blown a big second-half lead, and the student section storms the court. And he said, I've seen that in the pit. I know that's what the pit can be like, and I can't wait for us to get back there, and we're working toward it. We've got a way to go, but he's really excited. And when he sees this kind of turnout on the road from the Lobo fan base, he knows that it'll be done.
Oh, yeah, and that's what he's shooting for. He's trying to build something here, and you could see, and I tell you, watching this game and early in the game and going back to the defense, I thought that the coaching staff did a great job, and he mentioned that, of scouting Air Force and how they were able to defend against their offense. And I thought they did a decent job. I mean, there were probably, you could count them on one hand, how many backdoor cuts Air Force was able to get. I mean, that's their game. So the Lobos kind of took that away.
Want to give you one more thought. The New Mexico Public Regulation Commission reminds you, always call 811 before you dig, regardless if the project is small or big. It allows underground utilities to be marked and identified. Damages are preventable, and they begin with calling 811 at least 2 business days before digging. It's simple, it's free, it's required by law. That's going to wrap it up for us on this edition of the Albuquerque Downs Racetrack and Casino post-game show. Winning entertainment, including simulcast racing, live music, dining, the best games, and much more. Thanks to Mike Vitale, our broadcast producer and engineer. I'm Robert Portnoy. My partner is Hunter Green. Jalen House, 42 points at career high, 8 rebounds at career high. Mashburn Jr. goes for 20. They get 10 from Alan Tobar and 4 blocks from Jay Alan Tobar. The Lobos win at Air Force Academy 91-77. Pretty comprehensive performance by UNM tonight.
Oh, it was. I mean, there were some career highs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. And Jay Alan Tovar just missed a double-double with 10 points and 9 rebounds. That'll do it. Your final score for the final time. The Lobos are a winner. They improved to 9-14 overall and 2-8 in conference play. Air Force dips to 10-11 and 3-7 in league. New Mexico will travel home. And remember, that game that's been added to the schedule coming up on Friday of next week. It's a 7 p.m. tip-off. Northern New Mexico comes to Albuquerque to take on the Lobos in the Pin. We'll take the air at 6:30 on Friday, Feb 11, with our pregame show. The Lobos, not Air Force at Clune Arena. 91 points, the most allowed by Air Force this season, as UNM defeats the Falcons 91-77. Strong, everybody, and go Lobos.